Well, the big meeting has happened. Zelensky met Trump yesterday, and I thought about the meeting for a while. It was a very strange meeting. It's a very unique situation because these discussions that would usually be behind closed doors happened in front of us, and now people are discussing it. Most people just maybe learn about the situation from social media, which would not give the big picture. Some other maybe watch the meeting or watch the whole session or even heard about it in different other ways. But I thought maybe I could make a video and showcase some of the parts that I think would not get enough attention. Maybe we could discuss and think together in the comment sections why or what we think would be the catalyst, was the catalyst of why this meeting had this ending and didn't go well. So let's take a look at it.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have President Zelenskyj of Ukraine. And we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great. I think for both countries, I think for the world, actually, beyond both countries. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States, and we appreciate working with you very much. And we will continue to do that. We have had some very good discussions with Russia. I spoke with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. But your soldiers have been unbelievably brave. We've given them great equipment, but somebody has to use the equipment. They've been unbelievably brave, and we give them great credit. This was supposed to be over very quickly, and here we are 3 years later. So I give tremendous credit to your generals and your soldiers and yourself in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. They're great fighters, and you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with.
Well, I think throughout this part of the interview, Trump was pretty good with good words, encouraging words, appreciating his guest, appreciating Zelensky, and even saying good words about the fight and the braveness and the courage that they have showed, that they have shown throughout the war. But it's a bit weird. I'm kind of sensing that Zelensky isn't really happy. He isn't really in the moment. He had lots of opportunities to get a thank you out while he was receiving these words, and I think that's what J.D. Vance took and hit him with later on in the meeting about not saying thank you, not showing appreciation. There are later parts in the interview that would show, and I wanted to point at things that would be received or understood as disrespectful or demanding. Which are also maybe mistakes of Zelensky from Zelensky's side. Maybe he was triggered and unhappy already, but it's expected of him as a politician and a diplomat to get a good start, especially if he wants to get something from Trump and get on his good side.
But now we want to get it over with. It's enough, right? We want to get it over with. So. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign the agreement at the conference in the East Room in a little while, right after lunch. And we'll be having lunch together. We're also discussing some other things. And we appreciate everybody being here. It's somewhat of an exciting moment, but the really exciting moment is when they stop the shooting and we end up with a deal. And I think we're fairly close to getting that. And an honor to have you, and please, would you like to say something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you for the invitation. And really, I hope that this first document, will be first step to real security guarantees for Ukraine, our people, our children. I really count on it. And of course, we count that America will not stop support. Really, for us, it's very important to support and to continue it. I want to discuss it with details further during our conversation, and of course the infrastructure or security guarantees. Because for today, I understand what Europe is ready to do, and of course I want to discuss with you what United States will be ready to do. And I really count on your strong position to stop Putin. And you said that enough with the war. I think that is very important, Ben, to say these words to Putin at the very beginning of war, because he is a killer and terrorist. But I hope that together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, to save our country, our values, our freedom and democracy, and of course, no compromises with the killer about our territories, but it will be later. And of course, what I wanted, we spoke about it by phone with you, about the drones production. We have very good drones production. I think the best one in the world for today because of the war. Yes, and of course, we need very much the air defense. You have the best air defense in the world, and really you help us under attacks of Russians. And I want to speak how we can I want to speak about the contingents. I think that France and UK already spoke to you, and we know that Europe is ready, but without the United States, they will not be ready to be as strong as we need. And then the last point, last not least, about exchange, about our people and children. And you know that these crazy Russians, that they stolen 20,000 of children.
In this part of the video, I was a little bit concerned about why the talker is not registering what listeners thinking, or not even putting too much thought into how much details he wants to come out in the media. There are disagreements here, it's clear, and maybe they should have kept these disagreements for later. Zelenskyj maybe should not have come to USA if he's unhappy with details of the deal, and maybe could have done these changes or talked before. But him coming to USA and expressing himself like, we count on USA support, we count on USA destroying Putin, or getting Russia out of our country. We know what Europe's going to do. We want to know. We are going to talk about what USA should do. These are wrong sentences. And this conversation is kind of starting from a wrong point. I mean, you don't visit a country and tell them what they should do, in my opinion. But I really want to know what you guys think in the comments. I would read them. So share with us, and let's continue.
Ukrainian children, they changed their names, they changed their, their family. Can I now?
Yeah, please.
One minute. Just you to understand in what circumstances, in what situation they are, and what the attitude of Russia to our prisoners. That guys, just you before and after. And you see before and after, just you to understand. Now thousands of such guys, ladies and men, there, and that's so they don't eat, they beat them, and they, a lot of bad things. So out of, even during the war, there are rules. Everybody knows there are rules during the war. So these guys, they don't have any rules. You see that 50, 60 kilograms and a lot of such things. And I didn't want to show you what the changes with images of children, because I will just share with you. And I mean, it's looking tragic.
Yeah, that's tough stuff.
Yeah, I don't even much to give you. You see, this is pastor, by the way, it's all pastors, because it's not church, it's all pastors. Move pastors to the reason. At the end of last year, we brought 3 pastors, and we could exchange now. And this is pastors. So, I mean, this I wanted to show you, and this. So, thank you very much.
We want to get that ended, right?
Yeah, of course. We will.
And I think we will. And
we have to, of course.
Do you have any questions, please? Make the deal first. I have to make the deal first. I don't worry about security right now. We have to have a deal, because right now, last week, 2,000 soldiers died on both sides. 2,000. And they're losing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week. So as we sit here and we talk, people are getting shot and dying on the battlefield. And, they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers, and we want to be able to stop it.
This might be confusing to people. Why is Trump talking about the soldiers that are being killed are Ukrainians and Russians? What's the point of that? And I think Trump is actually pointing at the obvious, that Trump is not Ukrainian and we are America. We have our own interests. And therefore America's motivations are different. It's about international respect, a better economy, and a safer world, not just a more safe Ukraine, but a safer world, a safer Europe, a better connection within all these countries. Because I mean, one theory is this, that you don't want to corner Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea and, strengthen their friendship together. Zelensky had an interview later that night with a TV media channel, and he was talking about, I want to be at a table with Russia and have America and Europe on our sides. They are our protectors, and we are going to be in a strong position to talk with Russia. Russia is not coming to a table which is hostile to them and is one-sided.
What the Biden administration did was terrible. They were giving money, but they had no security on the money. Europe, as you know, gave much less money, but they had security. It was in the form of a loan. They get their money back, and we didn't. And now, at least we're protected, because the American taxpayer has to be protected too. But
we can help Europe, because Europe really helped. President Trump said that they made less support, but they are our friends and they are our very supportive partners. They really gave a lot, Mr. President. They did.
They gave a lot, but they gave much less.
No.
Continue.
President Zelenskyj, do you feel like the U.S. is on your side? That President Trump is on your side at this moment?
What do you think?
He wants to know, do you think that, sort of a stupid question. I guess we wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
I think that the United States on our side from the very beginning of occupation, and I think that President Trump on our side, and of course, I'm sure that the United States President will not stop support. This is crucial for us. It's important for us. Yes. And Putin, the president, speaks about the people and the soldiers which are dying, but they came to our territory, they came to our land. They began this war, and they have to stop. And I think this is the question, was really the most important question. Can President Trump, I hope yes, with some other allies, to stop Putin, withdraw these enemies, our enemy, withdraw these troops from our land? And I think that you asked about the history, I think that if President, or when, he will stop Putin, if President Trump will bring peace to our country, I think he will be on this wall.
We've had very, very good talks.
What about military aid to Ukraine?
President Zelensky just said that there will be no compromises with Vladimir Putin. I just wanted to ask both of you, firstly, are there compromises that you think that President Zelensky is going to have to make? And President Zelensky, is there anything that you might be thinking that you may be able to offer or bring to the table, for example, elections? Thank you.
I think you're going to have to always make compromises. You can't do any deals without compromises. So certainly he's going to have to make some compromises, but hopefully they won't be as big as some people think you're going to have to make. That's all. That's all we can do. I'm here as an arbitrator, as a mediator to a certain extent between two parties that have been very hostile. To put it mildly, they've been very hostile. There's been a vicious war. There's been a vicious war. You know, it's a very level battlefield, and those bullets go out, and as I've said many times, we were talking about it with Pete, many times the only thing stopping those bullets is a human body. And in the case we're talking about, generally young human bodies are stopping a lot of bullets. It's dead level. That's why it's great farmland. It's great land. It's great farmland, but there's very little protection against the bullets that are being, and other things that are being shot. So all I can do is see if I can get everybody at the table and get an agreement. And I think we're going to end up with an agreement. Otherwise, I wouldn't probably be even here today.
And as you can see, there is a clear disagreement between the parts. Trump is saying that I'm neutral, I'm not one-sided here, I don't have a problem with you, I don't have a problem with my relationship with Putin, and we should work on this. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Maybe you completely disagree with me. Let me know in the comments. Maybe we can discuss something. And thank you for watching.